Hi, welcome back to the Range Report, and today we're here at the Rockdale Rod and Gun Club, and we brought a gun along that we teased in the video last week. This is the Model 84 Beretta, otherwise known as the Cheetah. This is a double stack 380 single action double action that does have a magazine disconnector. The only modifications to this gun that we've had in the 25 plus years that we've had this one is the addition of some Pachmeyer grips to fill up these hands. And we just recently had some fiber optic sights dovetailed in. Now, the original sights that come on the Beretta on the slide are actually milled into the slide. There is no dovetail. The rear is dovetailed, so we had to have this one cut to have these sights put on. Now, the windage is on there pretty good, but the elevation is still a little off. I know that this gun is currently shooting about 4 inches higher than what my sight picture is. So we're going to take a couple of shots at our steel target back here and just see if I can compensate for that. We just want to run through the gun, put some rounds through it, show you how it operates. Like I said, these are, for the 380 market today, these are kind of obsolete. They're very large, they're very heavy. It's an all-steel construction. In the world of the plastic fantastics, you know, these have kind of fallen by the wayside, but there are still a lot of people out there, the purists, that really like the old-fashioned Berettas. I happen to be one of them. I got quite a few of these in the collection. But right now we're going to take a couple of shots with it, see what I can do. Yeah, and I can see that my sight picture is still off. Finally. And sure enough, as soon as I hit one of them, I run out of ammunition. But to tell you the truth, this was one of the original New York Safe Act magazines that we were limited to 7-round capacity here in New York State. So this is one of those magazines. Now I'm going to actually put in one of the stock 13-round magazines to see if I could actually hit what I was aiming at, because like I said, the sights haven't been adjusted yet, so it's going to be up to me. Alright, now for my current sight picture, I'm actually aiming below the target set. It's a little annoying, but I'll get that adjustment done pretty soon. It's like I said, it's not my everyday carry. This is just one that I take to the range. It's one that sits in the safe, but I still absolutely adore this gun. It shoots smoothly. You don't feel any real recoil impulse with it. What's also nice about the gun is that it does have the ambidextrous safety with it, so this is, you know, left hand and right hand friendly. And it's just an overall smooth shooting handgun. There's a lot to be said about the old Italian designs, that they have stood the test of time and functionality. Clean them every now and then, throw a little oil on them. You're going to get plenty of use out of these. The one thing that differentiates these from the 92s, even though this is a scaled down version of it, is the locking look system. If you take apart any of the 92 series Berettas, it has the floating locking lug system that allows the barrel to remain straight as it's going through its cycle. It's not like the Browning tip-up barrel design that you would find in the 1911s. This is more of a straight blowback design that you would have in a Walther PPK, but unlike the fixed barrel, this one actually slides back and forth slightly within the frame with the slide functioning over it. So it gives you a lot of stability in your shots, a lot of accuracy. Fantastic little guns, can't say enough about them. I'm going to reset those targets and take another couple of shots. Alright, we stepped away from the range for a couple of minutes just so we could point out some of the features of the Beretta 84 that you were unable to see on the video from distance. The Beretta 84, as we stated, is a double-stacked, single-action, double-action 380 pistol. Has an American-style magazine release, ambidextrous safety, and unlike the stock models, this one has been modified with some fiber optic sights dovetailed in the front and rear. Now, due to the fact that it has a magazine disconnect in it, we can't operate it without the magazine. So the first thing that we're going to do is show safe and show clear. Now, with that, we're going to engage our slide release and show you the functionality of this firearm. Once the safety is on, you have complete disconnect of the trigger. So even with the hammer in the downward position, if you engage the safety, it renders the trigger completely inoperable. So this is a fairly safe way to carry this firearm. You don't have to worry about any sort of accidental discharge. And due to the fact that it is ambidextrous safety, it's friendly for both left and right-handed shooters. Now, as we stated earlier, you can see that we have swapped out our sights for these lovely fiber optic units. And as you'll see by the shooting in here, we still have a little bit of adjustment to do. Now, the one thing that we talk about in the video is the fatal flaw. And the fatal flaw is the fact that these guns can be dismantled with one hand. On the back side of this, just like the Model 92, there's a release lever that disengages the slide from the frame. And to operate that, you would depress this pin on that side and then rotate this lever in the downward position. So if you were to grab this gun from the top, it doesn't take all that much to take that off. Now, with that off, we're going to give you a quick look at the inside. We have an uncaptured recoil spring that's on a full steel guide rod, and we have our barrel. Our barrel has an integrated lug system, unlike the Beretta 92 that has the locking lugs that mate into the sides. This particular barrel functions freely inside the slide, but does not tilt. So it actually is a fairly stable, fairly accurate platform, so long as, of course, your sights are adjusted and the shooter knows what he's doing. So with that, we're going to reassemble our firearm and take you back out to the range report. All right, with our target set back up, I'm going to take the remaining few shots out of this and see if I can't still remember where that point of aim was. Well, yeah, pretty consistent from the 40 feet away that we are right now. I'm having to aim about 6 to 7 inches below my target in order to hit it. So, yeah, just a little adjustment from here, but as you can see, functionality is fantastic. Now, I pulled the magazine out. I still have one round in this, and I know this because it does have a loaded chamber indicator on the side. So for that last round, I'm just going to take that one last shot at our remaining steel target 150 yards out there, just because. Did you hear it? I heard it. Nah, no chance in hell I was going to hit that. But there you go. Slide lock up one on the last slide. The one drawback to these guns is this with the 92 series as well, is there is a fatal flaw in the design as far as close quarter combat. The last thing that you ever want to have happen is have somebody else get their hand on your gun. If they get their hand on your gun, it's no longer your gun, it's our gun. That gun belongs to you and it belongs to them, because if you get into it with one of these, that's all it takes. If somebody who's familiar enough with any of your action movies, the Beretta's fatal flaw is the fact that they can be taken apart with one hand. So the one thing that you don't want to do is ever have anybody get your hand on your firearm. That just does only go for Beretta. That goes for any of your firearms. Like I said, when that's in their hand, it's no longer yours. It's both of yours. So always make sure that you handle yourself accordingly. Get plenty of practice, and be safe shooting.